Today we're going to work a little bit more with some different types of word problems with system of equations, and they're going to be a hidden equation. So on number 1, Dolores bought 12 pizzas for a party she was giving. Some were pepperoni, which cost $11 each, and the rest were cheese pizzas, which cost $9.50 each. Altogether, she paid $124.50 for the 12 pizzas. How many of each pizza did she buy? So we've got the two different kinds. Okay, we've got the cheese pizza and the pepperoni pizza. There are a total of 12 pizzas. So this represents the number of pizzas, which is kind of like your hidden equation. So it costs $9.50 for a cheese pizza. So we're going to write that as 9.50C plus $11 for a pepperoni pizza. All right, so what we need to do here is, we know that there are 3 types of solving systems. There's graphing, and we don't want to graph on these, okay? For one thing, we don't have a coordinate plane. And so what we're going to do is either we can eliminate or use a substitution method. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply this top equation, all of it. And I think the easiest thing to multiply by, to get rid of the p's, since this is a positive 11 in the bottom equation, we're going to multiply this by a negative 11. So we're going to have negative 11c minus 11p, and make sure you multiply negative 11 by 12. So that would give us a negative 132. And then we're just going to rewrite and get the bottom equation, 950c plus 11p is equal to 124.50. So what's going to happen is your p's are going to cancel out. So you're using the elimination method. And then negative 11c plus 950c gives us a negative 150c. And negative 132 plus 124.50 gives us negative 750. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 150. So therefore, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, which is what we want. And so 750 divided by 150 gives us 5. So we know there's going to be 5 cheese pizzas. All right, so what we could do, if you think about it, there's 12 total pizzas, and if 5 of them are cheese, then technically 7 of them would be the pepperoni. But if you just need to see it, we've got our cheese plus pepperoni equals 12. So we know there's 5 cheese plus pepperoni is 12. Subtract 5 from 12. And so your P is going to be 7. So the 2 different kinds are cheese pizza. There are 5 of them. And pepperoni, there are 7, which gives you a total of 12 pizzas. All right, let's take a look at number 2. It says choose 2 correct equations, then solve the system. So it talks about the Manhattan Island Cruise Company sold 57 tickets. So that's going to be your hidden equation. So there's a total of 57 tickets. Each adult had to pay $22. And then each child had to pay $10. If the company's receipts were $738, how many children went on the cruise? All right, so on this situation, we've got 2 different equations. So one of them is going to be the total number of tickets is 57. So we've got our adults plus our children gives us 57. So equation A is one that we're going to be using. So we have A plus C equals 57. And then, let's see, each adult is 22, so that'll be 22A plus each child, so that is $10, so that'll be plus 10C, gives you a total of $738. So we're going to use A and D. So in this situation, we've got A plus C equals 57. And then we've got 22A plus 10C equals $738. Now, one thing about this situation is it does say how many children. So if it says that, then I say we eliminate the adults. So if we're going to do that, then what we can do is multiply. If we want to get rid of adult, we're going to multiply this top equation by negative 22. So that will give us a new equation of negative 22A minus 22C equals, and then don't forget to multiply negative 22 by 57. So that will give us negative 1,254. This bottom equation is going to stay the same, so it'll be 22A plus 10C equals 738. All right, so now our adults, the A's, will cancel out, which is what we want because we want to find out how many children. So we have negative 22C plus 10C is negative 12C. And then negative 1,254 plus 738 gives us negative 516. And then we're going to go through and divide each side by negative 12. So that gives us 43. So 43 is the number of children's tickets that we're using here, or that we're finding. Now on problem 3, it says that Jane wants to buy 16 pieces of candy so that she can be given a piece of candy to each student in her class. Lollipops cost 15 cents each, and a roll of Smarties costs 10 cents each. If Jane spends $2.10, how many Smarties will she have bought? All right, so first of all, the hidden equation is going to be 16 total pieces. So we've got the lollipops plus the Smarties is equal to a total of 16. So that's going to be letter A. Now then we're going to deal with the cost. So we dealt with the quantity. Now we're going to deal with the cost of it. So the lollipops are 15 cents and the Smarties are 10 cents for a total of 2.10. So we're going to use A and C. So we have L plus S equals 16 and 0.15L plus 0.10S equals 2.10. All right, now let's just go back. It says if Jane spends 2.10, how many Smarties? So if we want to know how many Smarties, let's get rid of the lollipops. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this top equation by negative 15. All right, so that's going to give us a negative 0.15L minus 0.15S. And then don't forget negative 0.15 times 16 there gives us negative 240. The bottom equation, of course, stays the same. Whoops, 15L, 0.15L plus 0.10S equals 210. So our lollipops cancel out, which is what we want. So a negative 15 cents plus 10 cents is a negative 5 cents. And then negative 240 plus 210 gives us a negative 30 cents. Then we're going to divide both sides by a negative 0.05. So negative 0.30 divided by negative 0.5 gives us 6 Smarties. So that's how many Smarties she bought. All right, let's look over on the back side. And here it talks about roller coasters. All right, so on this one it says the Rocket roller coaster had 15 cars. Some that hold 4 people and some that hold 6 people. There is room for 72 people altogether. How many 4-person and how many 6-person cars are there? All right, so there are a total of 15 cars here. So we've got x plus y equals 15. So we're going to use that equation right there. Now then, some are 4 people and some are 6 people for 72 people altogether. So we want like 4x plus 6y equals 72. So we're going to use those two equations. So we're going to use x plus y equals 15 and 4x plus 6y equals 72. Sorry. Okay, so really it doesn't matter what we do because we have to find both of them. So let's just eliminate the x's. So we're going to multiply this top equation by a -4. So that's going to give us -4x minus 4y. And don't forget, -4 times 15, that will give us -60. And then this bottom equation will stay the same. 4x plus 6y is equal to 72. The x's cancel. -4y plus 6y is 2y. And -60 plus 72 is 12. Divide both sides by 2. And y equals 6. So y equals 6. So y is your 6-person car. So 6-person car, there are 6 people. Now, remember there are a total of 15 cars. So basically you would just take 15 minus 6, which gives you 9. So that's how many 4-person cars there would be. Now on problem number 5, it says to choose a system of equations. Then answer the question. So, tickets for the movie cost $5.50 for children 12 and under. C, and $7.50 for everyone else. A. There were 100 more adult tickets sold than children tickets. The ticket sales totaled $2,115. How many children tickets were sold? All right, so in a situation like this, you've got your $5.50 for the children, and then we've got the $7.50 for the adult, for a total of $2,115. So we need 550A. So this one says 7.5A. This one says 550A plus 7.5C equals 2150. Now then, this one says the second equation. There were 100 more adult tickets. Let me just go back. I think I messed up here on letter A. It is 7.5A plus 5.5C. Okay, and so that's 2,000. So this equation is actually correct. Now then, let's take a look at the second equation. There were 100 more adult tickets. All right, so remember when we talked about this, I think it was on notes 40. What if there are two things listed here, when it says more than or less than, you go with whatever is listed first. So if adult is talked about first, it said there were 100 more adult tickets, then it's going to be A equals. Okay, so it'll be A equals C plus 100, not C equals. So this one is incorrect. So on letter B, that is correct. A equals C plus 100. However, it's not 550 per adult ticket. It's 750. So that's not right. So let's look at C. A equals C plus 100 is good. 750A adult, 550C, 2150. So both of these are correct. So we're going to use letter C. Now, since we have an isolated variable, what we're going to do is we're going to use the substitution method. Okay, so you see where we've got an A here. Let me use a different color. We've got an A here, and we've got an A there. And we're going to take this C plus 100 and put it right here in place of A. So it's going to look like 750 times the quantity. So in place of A, we're going to put C plus 100 plus 5.5 C equals 2115. All right, so then we're going to do our hippity hoppity there. So 750C or 7.5, doesn't matter. And then 7.50 times 100 gives us, we move the decimal over twice, so it'll be 750 plus 5.5C equals 2115. All right, and then we combine like terms. So we have our 7.5C plus 5.5C gives us 13C plus 750 equals 2115. Then we're going to subtract 750 from both sides. So we have 13C equals 1365. And then divide both sides by 13. So C is going to be equal to 105. And that's all they were asking for, or how many children. So it'd be 105. All right, let's take a look at problem 6. This is extra work involved before writing an equation. And they want you to draw the squares. All right, so on number 6 here, it says the sum of the perimeters of two different squares is 32 centimeters. And the difference between their perimeters is 8 centimeters. If x represents the side length of the larger square, so we're going to have a larger square. So x represents the side length of the larger square. Okay, so that means here, here, here. And then it says, and y represents the side length of the smaller square. So you're going to have y, 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 y. Which of the following systems of equations could be used to find the dimensions of the square? What are the side lengths? All right, so in this situation, we have the sum of the perimeter of the two different squares is 32. So we've got the sum of the two. So we've got right here, this is 4 x's, and then this is 4 y's. So the sum of the perimeters is 32. So that'd be 4x plus 4y is 32. So it looks something like that. And then their difference, so the difference means to subtract. So the difference is 8. So it'd be 4x minus 4y is 8. All right, so what are the side lengths? Okay, this one's nice because look what happens. Those already eliminate, which is very nice. So basically we're going to have 4x plus 4x gives us 8x. And 32 plus 8 is 40. Then we divide both sides by 8. And x is equal to 5. And then what we can do is we can just substitute 5 for x in one of the two equations. I'm just going to use the top equation. So 4 times 5 plus 4y equals 32. So this is 20 plus 4y equals 32. Subtract 20 from both sides. So 4y equals 12. And then divide both sides by 4. And y is equal to 3. So, as an ordered pair, your x is 5 and your y is 3.